Dr. Jones, thank you this morning, and I want to talk a little bit about random acts of kindness, and in particular, us observing that here on our campus the week of February 9th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Your story of an encounter with a student that you shared at Spring Assembly has inspired us to see how big we can make this really be. Could you talk a little bit about that story again? Just so that it gives an illustration of what a chance encounter can really turn into a possibility of random acts of kindness.
Sure, Nick, I'd be happy to. This was an email I received from a student right before Thanksgiving last fall, and it was a student who was 2 weeks away from graduating. She was going to be walking across the stage. She had already completed her bachelor's degree, and she was going to be getting her master's degree at the ceremony. And in her email, she described a chance encounter that she and I had had in 2010, which of course I had completely forgotten. But we were both standing out here by the vending machines near my office, and I said hi to her, and she said hi back. And I was holding my coffee mug with the little seal of the university, and I think it says Office of the President on it, something like that. And she said, "Oh, I like your coffee mug." And I said something like, "Oh, really?" And she said, "Yeah, no, I do." I said, "Well, wait here, I'll go get you one," because we have a box full of them back in the office. So I came back and I gave her the coffee mug and wished her well. Well, who knew 5 years later, she wrote back to me talking about how that random act of kindness, unplanned, had basically turned the course of her life. She was a brand new student, first generation. Her grandmother had raised her, came from a home in which basically her parents were absent. And days before this brief encounter, her grandmother had died. So she said that she was just on the verge of giving up. And she said something about that moment cheered her up and sort of gave her the courage and the strength to move forward. It was just knowing that someone noticed and someone cared. And, you know, I read the story and, you know, tears came to my eyes, and I realized, well, this is not just about me, this is about our university. I'd like to think that giving her a coffee cup changed the course of her life, but clearly it was that compounded by many other acts of kindness by her instructors, by her fellow students, by her friends, that led to her success. And when she crossed the stage at commencement about 2 or 3 weeks later, I gave her a big hug.
Right, I bet. Well, that is and was such an inspiring story, and it's the essence of what we're talking about.
Well, I think all of us find ourselves in that situation at one point or another. Even the most, seemingly successful person who looks like they don't need a thing in the world may in fact be the most lonely person in the world. And everyone needs that outreach. Everyone needs that friendly hand extended.
It is a wonderful community here.
Right.
And your story just highlighted that so much.